What's going on, Fights fans? It's your guy Seth Chillis here to do a little preview for the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder 3 fight. Man, this past weekend it was supposed to have happened, but Fury comes down with supposedly C-19 and he couldn't fight. So with that being said, man, I just want to go over. I'm just gonna say it like this. I just watched one of my old videos I made 8 years ago, man. Fury fought Steve Cunningham, and I was a really big Fury fan. I thought he was gonna be the next big thing in boxing. He ended up beating Vladimir Klitschko. He ended up becoming the unified heavyweight champion and the lineal heavyweight champion. Even though the lineal thing, some folks try to say is made up. Like, he's the man who beat the man. So, but yeah, man, what he did to Wilder this time around, trying to throw him off or trying to get more time, was really whack. But like I say, Fury, I was a big fan of him, and it's just, yeah. Let me go ahead and get right into it. All right, so I'm a Deontay Wilder fan. After I saw Wilder after I saw Fury. When I first saw Wilder in 2014, I thought he was gonna be the face of boxing. And apparently on this YouTube thing, he really is the man. You put Wilder's name on anything and your likes and views gonna go up. So man, I've been thinking about this long and hard. I bet money on Wilder last time they fought, and I'm gonna bet my money on Wilder this time. I'm gonna put even more money on Wilder because I gotta get back what I lost last fight. So Wilder, to me, it's 4 things he has to do in order to get it back in blood, as he said, in order to beat Tyson Fury. The first thing he has to do, to me, is parry Fury's jab. Now, Wilder's a big dude, man. Supersized Tommy Hearns, as some folks like to say. 6'7", 220 to 225 pounds. Lightning quick right hand and everything, but man, his head movement is kind of suspect. And when he's fighting Fury, a guy who is 6'9", 260 plus pounds, you can't let this man keep you at distance, keep you at bay. You can't keep on running into his left jab, even though his jab isn't that hard, but still. So I feel like he needs to learn to parry the jab. As he parries the jab, he needs to be willing and able to come back with something. So that's the number one thing. He has to parry Fury's jab. Number 2, he has to be willing to, he has to circle. He has to circle. Last fight, Fury fought a great fucking fight. I cannot lie. I was at the club watching that fight. I was just like, I can't believe Fury's fighting like this. And we do know something was up with Wilder, yes, no doubt. I watched the fight second, third, and fourth time here recently, like a couple weeks ago. It's like, man, something wasn't right about dude. It wasn't no nervous energy. Like, something was wrong with him. He had never fought like that before. But anyways, but man, his problem was, some people like to say he can't fight off the back foot. I don't know about that. I just know he don't need to back up. He needs to circle. He needs to pivot Fury. If Fury wants to come straight ahead, want to try to fight that same type of fight that he fought the second fight, which was probably the right strategy. He needs to fight like that. All Wilder needs to do, circle, pivot. Don't allow him to straight come at you and bull rush you. Speaking of that goes to my third thing I think Wilder needs to do in order to win this fight. Whenever, because Fury tries to fight this way. If he doesn't do the herky-jerky, try to middleweight box you type of stuff, man, Wilder needs to don't let Fury maul him. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Take a lesson from Mayweather. Put that forearm in his face. If need be, man, hit him on some, get some kidney shots in on him, or whatever, rabbit punches, something. You can't let that man maul you. What I would mainly do though is that forearm. That, to me, I remember watching Mayweather when he fought McDonald the second time. Because McDonald, he roughed him up real good that first fight. The second fight, Mayweather had forearms with that boy all day long. Eat this, eat this. He was making him eat them forearms. And to me, I feel like if Fury do try to fight this type of fight again, that's what Wilder needs to do. He needs to definitely come with the forearms in that main mouth, in his mouthpiece. All right. And the fourth and final thing, like I say, those three things I just said, like I'm talking about, I've been thinking about this fight ever since, man, last November, right? Like it wasn't supposed to happen last November. Like since that time, I just started thinking to myself, like, man, what can Wilder do to actually win this fight? But the last thing that I just came with, this came up in my mind more recently. Wilder has to be willing to beat up Fury. What do I mean by that? We all know Wilder got granted in his right hand. We know he was known for the 1-2 with, before he got with Malik Scott. That's what Mark Breland was known for as a fighter, and that's what he made sure he drilled Wilder on the 1-2. 1-1-2. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely perfect position with the right hand all the time. But that's the thing. When you fighting like that, you fighting like you really just palm with your jab. Sometimes you may throw a piston jab. But the main thing is you trying to find an opening for your right hand. Well, that's not enough. That won't be enough for this fight. Wilder has to be willing to, man, throw some medium type punches. When I say medium, like medium power. Don't put all of it. And just hit Fury. Hit him. Beat him up. Because there's a false narrative out there that, you know, out of 19 rounds they done fought, Wilder only won 2. Like, that's a damn lie. You watch the first fight again, Wilder won the first 4 rounds. At least he won the first 4 rounds of a 12-round fight. So that means you got 8 rounds where you can decide to figure out who else won them 8 rounds. And from what I watched, man, Wilder had to at least win 6. And that, to me, that would have gave him the win. But, you know, I think a lot of folks, hey, if you saw Tyson Fury winning 7 out of 12 rounds in that first fight, okay. And that's why I ended up being a draw. I saw it at least 6 rounds for Wilder. And plus the 2 knockdowns. So that would have gave him a win. But that's neither here nor there. The issue was, to me, in the middle of the first fight, Wilder kept on trying to load up, jab a little bit, but load up. The second fight, like I say, I don't even know if that was Deontay Wilder, man. I don't know who that dude was fighting. In this third fight, Wilder, and I'm predicting, I believe Wilder gonna KO Fury within the first 4 rounds. I'm putting my money on Wilder winning, period. But if I had to bet around, I would bet the 3rd or the 4th. Like if I had to do a special bet, I would put it on the 3rd round or the 4th round. But let's say that doesn't happen. Let's say some kind of way Fury makes an adjustment. Let's say Fury fights the same way he fought, and he sees Wilder's adjustments, right? And he make an adjustment fast enough not to get knocked out. Because otherwise, I feel like if Wilder makes the adjustment that he's been making with Malik Scott, that's what's going to happen. Real fast. Within 4 rounds. But if it goes past 4, Wilder needs to be willing and able to simply hit that man. Beat him up. Throw punches. Wilder needs to throw damn near 2 times as many punches as Fury, just in case that fight goes beyond 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, if it goes to the scorecard, I don't think it will. But if it does, you don't want to give yourself the best chance to win. The only way he can do that is by doing what I'm telling you. Be willing to beat up Tyson Fury. Be willing to throw some medium type of punches. You know, don't come with all the fierce power. Throw some medium punches. Just touch him. Throw some hooks. You know what I'm saying? Throw some uppercuts. Go to the body. You know what I'm saying? Score. Throw some scoring blows. If Wilder does all these things, there's no way Fury wins. No way. Fury doesn't have 1-punch knockout power. Fury can outbox Wilder, yes. But I'm saying if Wilder comes in, he's willing to do the number 4 thing, which is touch him. Throw medium punches. You know what I'm saying? Don't just load up on the right hand every time. Just touch him. Score. Throw scoring blows along with his effective aggressiveness. I foresee Deontay Wilder leaving that fight as the lineal heavyweight champion, the WBC heavyweight champion, going on for a showdown, hopefully sometime at the beginning of 2022 against Anthony AJ Joshua. And when that happens, I would love to see it in Africa. And if it don't happen in Africa, wherever, just know this. AJ gonna get KO'd. He too chinny. He get hit too much. That's all I got for you guys. All right, man. Have a good one. I'm out of here.